You know it's hard out here for a pimp. When you're trying to get the money for the rent. They know anyway.
So with that, our third topic is about fantastic actor, actually, Terrence Howard, announcing his retirement from acting, saying that this is the end for me. I have no idea why, because he's not exactly ancient, but...
Yeah, sounds like attention seeking, but
yeah,
let's find out. Maybe
but anyway, this comes from Vibe, and it says Terrence Howard is ready to walk away from acting. During an interview with Entertainment Tonight on the red carpet for the upcoming Peacock series, The Best Man, the final chapters. They're still doing Best Man.
Is that still happening?
Howard.
Remember the first one? Wasn't that in the 90s?
Yeah, no, it was early 2000s.
Is it early 2000s?
Yeah,
That's how long ago it
That's
feels.
what I'm saying.
Well,
Howard revealed his decision to call it quits and make room for the new generation of thespians establishing themselves as stars. While explaining his decision, the Chicago native recalled his conversation with iconic actor Sidney Poitier about retiring. This is the end for me. I don't know if it's the end for the rest of them, he said, referring to his Best Man castmates. I retired 2 years ago for the most part. I was done. I asked Sidney Poitier 10 years ago, does he want to do any more work? And he said, why would I spend my last 10 years doing an impersonation of myself? And that's what I've gotten to. I've gotten to the point where now I've given the very best that I have as an actor. Now I am enjoying watching other new talent come around, and I don't want to do an impersonation of myself. As he continued, he reiterated his positive thoughts regarding a new school of entertainers, even going as far as applauding them for doing things he couldn't do. Yes, there's some better actors out there that can do things that I was never able to do, he said. So I want to applaud them. I want to be excited about what they do. Howard made his acting debut in 1992 as Jackie Jackson in The Jacksons, An American Dream.
Yeah, I've seen it.
One of the 53-year-old's most critical acclaimed roles includes 2005's Hustle and Flow, where he played DJ, a pimp in Memphis, trying to turn his life around. Howard's performance garnered Oscar attention, picking up a nomination for Best Actor.
He was great in that.
He was really good in that.
Yeah. And Ludacris was good in that as well.
Yeah.
The tape.
And Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah. She's cold.
She was really good, man. Yeah. Damien, what do you think about him saying he's going to retire? At 53.
That's the... You see, the first time I remember seeing him, he was in, what's her name's video, weren't he? What's her name?
Video.
Ashanti?
Was it Ashanti?
Really?
Yeah.
Which video?
I can't remember, but I remember.
I just remember the first time I saw him was Crash, and I thought I loved him in that film.
No, he's good in Crash.
He's amazing in Crash.
Yeah, he's good in Crash.
Like the moment he gets out the car and said, "You want me?" to the police officer, that whole the energy and the emotional impact in that film was brilliant. But acting is one of those professions that, unlike music, unlike dance even more, like you can keep doing acting until the wheels are falling off and keep going, because you can play parts up into your 80s and there are different things you can find. You can't tell me that Denzel's not finding different things in characters now that he didn't play when he was in his 20s.
Otherwise he'd stop doing it.
Because he weren't that age. He weren't that actor.
And acting is a reflection of the human spirit. And it's like you're going to have different things you bring to a role at 70, at 80, that you wouldn't bring to a role at 20. You wouldn't bring to a role at 30, because it requires a different part of your life. It requires a different experience. And I just don't get... I mean, Poitier acted till he was, what, 70?
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
And you ain't no Poitier.
And he ain't 70.
To be fair, you're not Sydney. Like...
I get what when he asked Sydney and Sydney said, yeah, I don't want to be doing an impersonation of myself for the last 10 years of my life, but he was 70 when he said that, like, you know, or past 70. So
yeah, the next 10 years.
You know what I mean?
He
You're 53.
Time was, you know, he's spent his career, and then that's retirement.
Yeah. I get that.
He don't want to be on set and doing all that foolishness.
I think it's more of a thing, when you look at the roles he's been doing for the last few years, I don't know if this is a reflection of what Hollywood's been giving him. because he's not really been served the best scripts in the last few years.
Yeah.
A lot of it's been direct to DVD streaming,
Yeah.
like even the one he just did with you know, what do you call him at Fast and Furious? Tyrese, what's the name for him?
I don't know.
Yeah, but like
Malteser head.
Malteser head. That's
But yeah, so like we just give him Malteser head, like the prison action film that went straight to streaming. Like he's not being served the material. He was being served 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and
I wonder if it's got anything to do with the whole Iron Man thing with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, have they cancelled him anyway?
That's what I'm
Like,
thinking.
you know, because it went on a decline and he had to start, you know, like they started doing Empire and them kind of foolishness. Because that went
was
from big Marvel to like...
Cause I'm trying to think, what was the biggest thing he did after being
probably
in Marvel?
Empire.
Empire.
Yeah.
And even
Empire.
then...
And Empire fell off quick.
Yeah.
And they had...
Well, it turned into something that it
it was all over the place. Jesse Smollett started doing his foolishness. Remember, pretending he was beaten up by two Larrys and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that one.
Got beat up by two Larrys.
with MAGA hats.
Yeah, with MAGA hats. And he put a rope around his neck. Jesse Smollett!
Jesse Foulier, what you doing?
Yeah, that's what Dave Chappelle calls him, isn't it?
Jesse Foulier.
No, Jesse Smollett.
Smollett, yeah. But no, I don't know. It doesn't feel like that was something you'd want to hear him say. I just feel like he's probably lost a passion for it because it's my own personal take on it, just based on what's been going on with his career the last 10 years. Because he hasn't, like, when you go back to when he was knocking him out of the park, when he did Hustle and Flow, when he was doing Crash, those were the parts where everyone's going to, yeah. And when he had that moment, when he looks at the War Machine, you know, his suit, and he's like, next time. It's like, you could feel, he was seeing it in his eyes, there's my trajectory. That's me going up. And then when that fell off, it's almost like, Empire was like a grab to try and find something to still do. That didn't work, that fell off. And he hasn't been served anything since. There's really been of his ability. So I just feel like he's probably been sidelined by Hollywood and he's probably just lost a passion for it. And he's using the idea of age almost just like a veil over the real reason. Because he's a much better actor than that to say that. And it doesn't make sense to say you're repeating yourself at 53. Denzel's not repeating himself in his 60s. You know, Morgan's he has moments where he's not repeating himself. And yeah, he does the occasional film where
he does repeat himself.
Yeah, but he still gives in now and then like a film. You go, oh, okay, you still got it.
Yeah, like the one the other day that you loved.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. But like, even what was it? The one that we all love him for. It was the first one I've ever seen where he played the prison one. I can't think of it right now.
Shawshank.
Yeah, how old was he with the Shawshank? In his 50s.
About 104.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't get it.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
I think he's been cancelled and he's frustrated. I think he's a great actor and he deserves better scripts. He blatantly deserves better scripts. As much as he's a bit off key, there's something weird about that brother.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I'm
why.
not talking about his acting.
No.
His acting's phenomenal.
I know why. I know his backstory.
Oh, what's the backstory?
So as a kid, he watched his dad beat someone to death while they were standing in a line to see Santa.
Oh.
Yeah. I can't remember the exact play out with it. Like if his dad went to, because it was self-defense or something like that. Something along the line.
Okay.
Like he saw his dad beat someone to death, basically.
Okay.
So it's in front of So
Merry Christmas.
I think it kind of traumatized him in a certain kind of way.
But it wasn't Santa. Because that might traumatize.
Yeah.
You killed Santa, Daddy!
With a present.
No, it wasn't
Santa Claus.
Yeah, either he beat someone to death or he shot someone. Actually, I'm not sure. But something along those lines.
Okay, so there's a massive trauma.
Yeah. And that's why you can even feel it in his acting. He's got that certain energy.
He looks like he's ready
to man out. Like,
He always looks on the edge. Of despair.
100%.
Of despair.
Even when he's playing a calm sergeant and what he's got that. He's got that energy.
Something else going on.
Yeah, man. And I think that's what it's for. Because even he speaks about that, and he said that's affected him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even to this day. So
I do think there was a time he got a bit big for his boots. And I just have that feeling.
I don't think he got too big for it. I think the thing with Robert Downey Jr., even John Downey Jr. admits that it was kind of his fault, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So I don't think he was wrong in what he was saying, but I think he shouldn't have played it out like that in public, and that's probably what has led to.
But you know what? You know why? Because that's an ego thing. Then that's why I say big for your boots.
Yeah.
Because what you got to do is realize that you're not Robert Downey Jr. You're not the star of this show. You just like if shit's going on, do your film, and do it the right way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you're getting the right money or not, you're getting good money.
And you know it's gonna grow. Like
You're franchised. You're franchised.
Right. Let's look at what's happened since Iron Man. Iron Man 2 onwards. Don Cheadle's taken it over, and look where Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle weren't making the money he's making now.
Nowhere near. And now he's got his own film, Armor Wars.
Right.
In the MCU.
And you know why? Because Don Cheadle's the one to
he knew I just keep this shut.
Just keep my mouth shut.
And just keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
All right. I'm not getting paid what Robert's getting. I can't watch that.
And here's the thing: you don't need to be watching that because, as you said, you're getting good money anyway. And a good example of this was Tom Holland. He recently came out the breakdown of what he got per Spider-Man film. His first Spider-Man film, he got $500,000. Now, to a lot of actors, they'll think that's shit money, but for him, who was a nobody at that point, and that's a friggin' lifetime of money. Right? And he's probably thinking, that's a lot of money anyway, but I'm looking at...
I'm Spider-Man.
Right. The next film, he got 1.5 million. The last...
Really?
Yeah. Then the last one, No Way Home, 10 mil. You know how much they're saying he's going to get for the fourth one? 20 mil. You got to sometimes look to the future, long term, and not think of just the here and now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that was the problem.
And that was
you
the
was
problem
only
with
in
Terrence
the first
Howard.
one.
Even if you had that beef with Robert Downey Jr. about money, you should have just thought to myself, well, this is a franchise that is going for years. I'm going to be in X amount of films. I'm going to make that up somehow.
You know the same thing happened with Ja Rule.
Yeah?
In Fast and Furious.
Oh, was he
because he was ludicrous.
Oh.
He was in it like that. And then they got rid of Ja Rule because just differences and just making up noise. And look at Ludacris. Look at Ludacris. He won.
Yeah, man.
You know, but that's what it's look, $500,000. Who would have guessed that Tom Holland was getting $500,000 for Spider-Man?
The first Spider-Man.
The first Spider-Man.
And in fact, that was one of the reasons why they wanted to recast, because they didn't want to be paying millions for that role. So they just wanted. And in fact, if you look at all the first films from the Avengers series, before the first Avengers film, they were all paid relatively peanuts. Chris Hemsworth got 150 grand for Thor, the first one. 150 grand. Yes. Chris Evans only got about 300 grand for Captain America.
You see? I love that though.
But again, they're thinking long term. Yeah. They know where this is going.
You're gonna start building dollies with me, yeah?
Right.
Well, I can have 2.3%.
Right. By the time Endgame came around, they were. I mean, they didn't have to work anymore. You know what I mean? So
you put yourself in there so hard that they can't not have you in there, and because that's what I'd be doing. Yeah. I'm in there so deep. They love me so much that you can't afford to get rid of me.
Exactly.
What you got then, yeah?
I don't actually want to share it because I wasn't aware of his backstory. Like,
so, but what I was saying, yeah.
We also was a bit different. So actually, he was 2, and his dad stabbed the guy to death.
That's it.
He suffered physical abuse for years from his father, apparently.
See, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and his father went to jail for convicted manslaughter.
But it was in the Santa line and that, isn't it? Wasn't it?
In the Santa line,
yeah. I was right. Yeah. So he stabbed him to death.
But there's a lot of stuff.
See, that's what he's on the edge. Like, it might be for his own good to do this. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? He might need some.
But it just shows you, like
you don't know the stories,
but you can see people.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to know them to sometimes be able. I can see you, like
you can see.
And sometimes when you're a good actor, because you're letting us in so much, we can see you.
Yeah.
You're so good that you're leaving it all out there.
Yeah.
Because when he does roles, he's tapping into the energy. We've all learned that.
Oh yeah.
About going to dark places.
Yeah.
We've seen him do it on screen, so you know that energy is coming from traumatic.
That's why even
events.
that hustle and flow, that felt so authentic.
Yeah.
That felt, especially when he's giving him that beat down to Ludacris in the toilet with the
Yeah.
tape in his mouth. And
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, you think that's something that he'd really do?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
something I'd do.
I bet you would.
Don't take my tape and make it look like I'm gonna bust and then it's in the toilet. Make it eat that with your doo-doo.
But anyway, we've
yeah.
gone on long enough.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, what do you think about this news of Terrence Howard quitting acting? Are you a fan of his, and do you want to see him quit? Or
Are you gonna miss him?
Are you gonna miss him?
Yeah.
Leave some comments down below. Let us know what you think, please. Yeah.